Welcome. If you are new here, I'm so glad you found me on the interwebs. If you've been here before, welcome back. I am Liz, the Black Knitter, and if you are here, I hope that you are interested in learning about makers of color and supporting them. I also hope that you are interested in learning more about what it's like being a person of color in the making community. If you're interested in those things, you are in the right place. Um, I'm not doing this for money. I'm doing this because I think that we need to make more space for Black and Brown people in the making community. And I want to make people more aware of the issues related to race in the making community, in particular the knitting community, because I'm primarily a knitter. So thanks for being here. If you like what you see, like and subscribe so that we can get the word out to more people. I've got some exciting things happening. The primary reason for doing this episode now is to announce winners of the first annual Black History Make-A-Long. This was the first time that I have done this, and I plan to do it again every year during Black History Month. Thank you to all of you who submitted finished objects, who made a commitment to supporting Black knitwear designers and Black independent yarn dyers by participating in this make-along. I'm going to announce those winners at the end along with the prizes that will be available. All right, so let's start with Habari Gani. What's the news? What's been happening since the last episode? I talked last time about my son getting a car and getting a stick shift, a manual transmission. So he is continuing to practice driving a stick. He still won't drive his car to class. He's doing really well with driving it, and he's practicing a lot driving around the neighborhood and the city that we live in. But he is still really afraid about stalling in traffic. So he has been really hesitant to take it to class because there's a lot of traffic around campus. So we'll be working on that. What else have I done? I attended a Black History Expo last weekend. It was really, really good. There were a number of performances. There was a group of college students who did some African dance. There was a guy who led some drumming circles. That was really awesome. And there was some spoken word poetry. There was a singer who did all of the verses of Lift Every Voice and Sing, which, if you don't know, is considered the Black national anthem. So if you're ever somewhere where someone is singing Lift Every Voice and Sing, you should stand up because it is considered the Black national anthem. If you're interested in learning more about the Black community, participating in events like that, where you are is a really good way to do that. And you know what, you also might want to join your local NAACP. I'll actually include the link to the national NAACP website. They have links to all of the local chapters. So find the chapter that's closest to you and join and get involved. I have my dog Nico here. I didn't put him on camera last time when I was talking about him, but this is Nico, my buddy. He is doing better. I told you last time he is experiencing kidney failure. He's almost 15. Um, he's got cataracts, so he can't see anymore. He can still hear, which is good. Um, but he's been getting fluids a couple of times a week. So we've been to the vet a lot the last couple of weeks. But the fluid therapy is working. And we went to the vet actually this morning, and the vet said that we don't have to come back for another 3 weeks. So if he continues to do well, we'll just go back in 3 weeks, and they'll check his kidney function with a blood test and see how he's doing. If he starts to decline in that space of time, we'll have to get him back in to get more fluids. But so far, he's doing well. I'm going to put him down because he's getting restless. There you go, buddy. He likes to hang out in my office space with me. So I'm really happy about that he's doing well. You know, you guys know last time I was really concerned that I was going to have to make a decision to put him down. And I know that my time with him is limited. Every day is a gift, and I am treating it that way. So just taking advantage of the time that we have left with him. You know, the other thing that's been going on is that I've been having trouble sleeping. Has that ever happened to you? This last week in particular, I've been waking up at like 3 o'clock in the morning, and then I can't get to sleep again until like 4:30. And I usually get up at 5:30 or 6 o'clock, so I'm not getting a lot of good sleep. Last night, I woke up at like 12:30, and I cannot get back to sleep until 4 o'clock. And then Nico got me up at 4:30 because he had to go out. So I had a really rough night, so I'm pretty tired. But I wanted to do this episode, so because I wanted to get this information out about winters and all of that. So yeah, but if you have any tips for dealing with sleeplessness, insomnia, let me know. I could use some tips. One of my friends recommended that I take some magnesium, I think it is. I've heard about melatonin, but if you have any ideas, let me know. I just want to get a good night's sleep. You know, I was in a lunch and learn today at work where they were talking about the effect of or the relationship between sleep and weight gain. And if you're not getting enough sleep, that could really derail your efforts to lose weight. And I need to lose weight because I'm pre-diabetic. I don't want to turn diabetic. So I'm trying really hard to lose some weight. So I gotta get the sleep thing together. People my age should get between 7 and 9 hours of sleep a night. So I gotta get that together. So if you have any ideas, let me know. I'd appreciate it. What else? I'm kind of excited about this. I'm going to the New Edition concert. Some of you may have heard about the Culture Tour with Charlie Wilson and Jodeci. I'm really excited. A group of friends and I went in together and purchased a loge space or a box, like a skybox at the stadium where the concert is. So we'll be able to like limit our contact with people who might be unvaccinated or COVID positive or whatever. So I'm really excited about that. Love New Edition. Love Charlie Wilson. Jodeci is okay. But I'm really excited about Charlie Wilson and New Edition. So that's going to be a lot of fun. Can't wait for that. I bought a couple of new dresses. I need to go try them on, decide which one I'm going to wear and which one I'm going to return. But I'm really excited. Do you have a favorite New Edition or Charlie Wilson song? I think my favorite New Edition song is Mr. Telephone Man. You ever heard that one? Love it. And Charlie Wilson, probably my favorite Charlie Wilson song is You Are. If you look up Charlie Wilson, You Are, check out the video for that song. It's really, really cute. It's so cute. But that's probably one of my favorites. It's a really popular wedding song. So check that out. So that's really what I've been up to. Work is work. I've been, one of the things I've been working on at work is I'm going to be taking a group of students to Selma for an alternative spring break. And we're going to be working with the Selma Center for Nonviolence. That's going to be pretty cool. So looking forward to that. It's a little stressful, traveling with students is a stressful experience, but it's also a really transformative experience, I think. So I'm looking forward to it, even though it's going to be stressful. So that's what's been going on. Let's talk a little bit about Alimu, or education. I like to just share a little bit about things that I've been thinking about related to race, in the hopes that, you'll learn something, that you'll take something away from it. And today I want to talk a little bit about beloved community. One of the reasons I started to think about doing this podcast was because I want our community, the making community, the knitting community, to be a beloved community. What does that mean? A beloved community is a community where Dr. King says the beloved community is where the love of God operates in the human heart. I love that description. The Bible says that a good tree bears good fruit, right? The fruit of a beloved community is justice and belonging and a real sense of community and accountability. That means that, if we are in a beloved community, we're going to be concerned about equity, that we'll want every member of our community to feel like they really belong, that we'll want to hold each other accountable for the way that we treat each other. And being in beloved community means that sometimes as a white person that you're going to feel uncomfortable, that you're going to hear things that will make you confront things that you don't really want to confront or have never had to confront before. And if we're going to get to beloved community, then I need you to get comfortable with being uncomfortable. That's how we're going to get to beloved community. I need you to examine those things that make you feel upset or angry or sad. I need you to understand that if you keep avoiding those uncomfortable feelings, that what you're really doing is saying that being comfortable is more important than me belonging. So, in order for me and other Black, Indigenous people of color, or BIPOC people, in order for us to really belong, you have to be willing to hear me, to see me, and to address those things that we say are problematic in our community. You can't say, everyone is welcome here and just keep doing the same things that you've always done. You can't keep doing things the way that you have always done them. They do that a lot at my mostly white church. They are quick to say that they are a very welcoming congregation, that they welcome everyone. Our congregation is actually a reconciling congregation. That means that we welcome and include LGBTQIA plus people. We affirm them. We believe that everyone is a child of God and has equal access to God. But it's funny, we're quick to say, like I said, that we're a welcoming congregation, but despite the fact that I've complained about it, we haven't really changed the music so that it includes more gospel music. So it's something that is more appealing to me as a Black person. And the other thing that happens is every time a Black person comes to visit, people assume that that person is related to me. That's a problem. So you have to be willing to understand that the ways that you behave may be problematic, even though it doesn't seem problematic to you. And you have to be willing to make some adjustments in order to really welcome people in. So think about that, and how you might make your own community where you are more inclusive of people who are different from you. All right, so I'm sorry if you hear doors closing. My son is going in and out of rooms upstairs. So let's talk Kumba, creativity. Let's get into some knitting content. So I only have one finished object and I am wearing it. This is my Black History Month project, the Weak Moral Fiber Shawl by Disturbing the Fleece, Fatima Hines. I'll take it off here for a minute so I can show it to you. Got to get the right side here. This is the right side. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? It's got a nice wingspan. I got a lot of really nice compliments. I wore this to work today. It goes really well with my sweatshirt. Got a lot of nice compliments on this today, and on Instagram because I posted a picture of me wearing it this morning. But the main color is it's called Glow in the Dark by Willy Nilly Knits. You can only order from him through Instagram. That's the main color. And then color 2 is the yellow. That's Passion Knits Yarn. Yellow is my neutral. And then the third color is this blue there. That is the color Danube by Chicken Coop Dye Works. This pattern is a really nice knit. The second and third colors, you don't need much, so it's a good way to use up some scraps that you might have. And the main color, you can do that with one skein of yarn. So this is a really great project. And if you want to make it bigger, you can just keep knitting, which is pretty cool. but there's enough like variation in the stitches that you don't get bored, you stay engaged. Love this knit, and it's just the perfect size to wear under your coat. It's not so heavy that I couldn't keep it on all day. Today it was like 45 degrees here, which is pretty warm for Ohio during this time of year. But I wore this all day. I have on a turtleneck and perfect weight. Love it. So many compliments because of the colors and the shaping of it. So Disturbing the Fleece, you got to check her out. She's got some really nice patterns available, and she will be linked below. So that's the only finished object I have. I've got the same whips I've had for the last couple of episodes. I have made no progress on my Birthright shawl, so I'm not even going to show it. It's back there on the table in my yarn and whiskey, one of my yarn and whiskey bags. So that's happening. I've made a little bit of progress on my husband's sweater. Not a whole lot, because I was focused on this. This was taking a lot of my attention. But there we go. We're a little longer. I said I was going to do the sleeves and then come back and finish the body, but I haven't. I just keep knitting on the body. It's fine. This is a really nice pattern. Again, enough variety in the pattern of stitches that it has kept me really engaged and interested. So got a little more to do on the body, and then I'll be ready to start on the sleeves. That should be done. Well, we'll see. I'm not going to make any promises because I've got some other things in the queue that I'm going to talk about. The other whip that I have, and just, that sweater is the single malt by Maxim. The other sweater that I made for my husband is the Montrealer by Design by Dells, which was another really awesome pattern. It's really a great first sweater pattern, actually, if you're interested in trying a sweater for the first time. The pattern is really well written and gives you really detailed instructions, so that's a good choice for a first sweater. And it's a hoodie with a pocket, which is kind of cool. Okay, the other whip that I have is the test knit that I am doing for Noma at Bigger Than Life Knits. This is called the Physika Shawl. I'm going to hold this up a little closer to the camera. Sorry, I'm knocking the microphone. So I have finished one full repeat of the pattern for this shawl. So now I'm just repeating it again to make it bigger. So I'm just going to keep working on this. This is a really nice, I love the squish factor because of the cabling in this. I don't want to give too much away about the pattern. You'll have to definitely check it out when it's available. But if you like cables, you will like this pattern a lot. I haven't figured out quite how to do these kinds of cables without a cable needle. Once the pattern is out, I want to talk about that because I want to know if anybody else has figured out how to do this kind of cable without a cable needle. But that's okay. I like doing cables, but I also like being efficient in my knitting, and I think I could be a little more efficient if I didn't have to use a cable needle. But the feel of the fabric that this makes because of the stitch pattern is phenomenal. I can't wait to wear this. The yarn that I'm using is by Superfine Yarn Co., which is a Cleveland independent yarn dyer, woman-owned business. It's a MCN, Merino Cashmere Nylon blend. Feels fabulous. The colorway is called Vesper. I've said this before, I'm a sucker for some MCN, y'all. That cashmere gets me every time. Ooh, buddy. So I can't wait for that to be done. I'm really going to enjoy wearing that. And Noma has some really, really nice patterns. So you should definitely check her out. I will link her below as well. That's it for whips. I have some socks that I'm going to start for my husband eventually. Like, I've got the yarn all caked up in 2 separate cakes. It's just sitting in a project bag waiting for me to start them. I like to do 2 at a time toe up socks. So they're just waiting for me to do something with them. So that's in my queue. The other thing that is in my queue is tomorrow, March 1st, Disturbing the Fleece, Fatima Hines is going to be doing a knit along for her Walfla sweater pattern. It's a cardigan. She's been posting about it on Instagram. If you don't have the pattern, you can get it on Ravelry and on her Etsy shop. But I am excited to start. I've got my yarn, some of my yarn ready back here. I haven't caked it all up yet because I wanted to show it to you in the skein. Remember I told you guys I was considering Essence of Autumn. Well, I decided to get Essence of Autumn yarn for this Walfla project. I've never knit with BFL, blue-faced Leicester. So I wanted to try that, and she had some in her shop in a great color. Here it is. There's the label. I hope you can see that. It's getting a little blown out, but it's this real chocolatey brown. The colorway is called Walnut. And y'all, this BFL feels so nice. So nice. So I can't wait to see how it knits up. If you have never tried BFL, I highly recommend getting some and checking it out. Essence of Autumn, that caricature on the label is really what she looks like if you follow her on Instagram. This is a beautiful, beautiful color. I can't wait to get started on that, but I'm going to be good, and I'm going to wait till tomorrow. Oh no, today is the 1st. I can cast on tonight. I think I might do that before I go to bed. Ooh. So yeah, I'm really excited to get started on the Walfla cardigan. The other thing that I have in my queue is my son has requested a fisherman's sweater, kind of like an Irish sweater with lots of cabling and patterning. So I had him look at some colors of yarn on the Knit Picks site, because this sweater is going to take a lot of yarn. He's a big boy, so I needed a lot of yarn. So he picked out a color. This is what he chose. And this is Wool of the Andes. I know it's hard to see there because of the light. And this color is Amethyst Heather. A really nice purple. And this is 100% Peruvian Highland wool. So it's not like scratchy or uncomfortable like other kinds of, 100% wool might be. It feels really nice. So I'm excited to get started on that. I haven't quite decided on a pattern yet, but every pattern that I see for an Irish or fisherman's sweater is pieced. I've done pieced sweaters before. I sew quite often, so I'm used to having to piece garments together. So that's not a problem, but it's not my favorite way to make a sweater. But I'm going to do it because he wants it, and I think it's going to look really cool when it's done. So if you have any suggestions for a fisherman or Irish sweater pattern, let me know in the comments, because like I said, I haven't quite decided on a pattern yet. I've got some saved in my favorites on Ravelry that I've seen that are they look like what he wants. So, and I've noticed that a lot of those patterns are out of print now, so they're, it's hard to get them. So if you have some ideas about patterns that would be good for this kind of project, let me know. But I've got a box full of these skeins, so I'm ready to get started on that. But I told him I wouldn't start it until I was done with his dad's sweater, so I gotta get that done. I don't want to have 3 sweaters on the needles at once. I can't do that. That'll just give me too much anxiety. So those are whips. Only have the one FO. So let's talk about winners of the Black History Make-A-Long. So let me tell you what the prizes are first. I have decided that I have chosen 5 winners. So there's going to be 5 prizes. You're either going to get a skein of yarn or a gift certificate to Lady Dye Yarns, which is a Black-owned yarn company. She is in Boston. And she has great kits and clubs. So if you have not checked her out, you should definitely check her out. So I haven't decided who's going to get what, but 2 people will get gift certificates for Lady Dye Yarns, and then 3 people will get a skein of yarn. Here are 2 of the skeins. One is this is a colorway Weirwood by Chicken Coop Dye Works. This is a DK 70% superwash merino, 30% silk. This would make a great DK weight shawl. It feels really lovely. The other skein is a Willy Nilly Knits yarn. The colorway is Malice, and it is 100% superwash merino. It is DK weight as well. Really beautiful color. I think the inspiration for this was Maleficent. So if you've ever seen that Disney movie Maleficent, that was the color inspiration for this particular color, Malice. The third skein of yarn is going to come from Knitty Bow Fiber Co. John, the dyer behind that label, dyed up a custom colorway for this make-along. Isn't that awesome? So that will be the third skein of yarn for a prize. So, dun dun dun, let's announce the winners. So I picked 2 winners from Instagram and 3 from the Ravelry group. From Instagram, the first winner is Trish Kimball. Her username is Trish Shawn. She did the Kimma cardigan by Tony Lipsy, which is TLY Yarn Crafts, if you are familiar with her. So congratulations, Trish. I'll reach out to you via Instagram to let you know you are a winner. The second Instagram winner is Dorothy DeSanio. I think that's how you say the last name. Her Instagram username is Knit, Knot, and Weave. And she made some socks using yarn from the Crochet Cove. She used her Comfy DK weight sock yarn for those socks. So those are the 2 Instagram winners. The Ravelry group winners, the first one is Hooked for Life. That's the username. She made a Loveland shawl. That's a shawl by Tony Lipsy, another design by Tony Lipsy. Beautiful. Check out the patterns in the Ravelry group if you haven't seen them. The second Ravelry group winner is Alicia Moose. She did a shawl of her own design using yarn by Neighborhood Fiber Co., which is owned by a Black woman. And then the third Ravelry winner is Ahine 4. She used yarn by Urban Girl Yarns, which is a Black independent yarn dyer. And she also did a project using a pattern by Third Vault Designs, which is a Black knitwear designer. So congratulations to all of our winners. I will be reaching out to you if you're on Ravelry. I'll reach out to you via Ravelry, and if you're on Instagram, I will reach out to you via direct message there. So congratulations. Thank you all again for participating in the Make-A-Long. And we'll do this again next year. And maybe we'll do something for Juneteenth. Who knows? We'll have to see what happens. All right. So have a good couple of weeks. Check out the Walfla Make-A-Long by Disturbing the Fleece. And I will see you in a couple of weeks. Asante Sana.